One of my 2026 goals is to treat book releases a little more like movie releases, which for me means being aware of what is coming out and when, such that when a new book is released that I'm interested in, I can go and grab it. The rationale here is that I want to spend a little bit more time this year reading books released this year. Luckily, the New York Times is doing all the hard work for me, and they just released two lists, one of 32 novels and one of 26 nonfiction books they're most excited for this spring. And here are the three books I'm most excited for from those lists. London Falling by Patrick Radden Keefe is about the death of 19-year-old Zach Bretler, who was posing as the heir of this fictitious Russian oligarch that he made up. The book's actually an expansion on a 2024 article Keefe wrote for The New Yorker, and you can go check that out if you're interested. But I'll just say for me, anything that PRK writes is a must buy. Like, if you haven't checked out Say Nothing or Empire of Pain, you're missing out on some of the great nonfiction work being done today. Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke is about a tradwife influencer named Natalie who suddenly finds her quote unquote cosplay life turned upside down when she wakes up one morning in the 1850s and I imagine discovers that some of that trad stuff isn't as fun as it's cracked up to be. This is Burke's debut novel, and the premise does really sound intriguing to me, but I'll be honest, it caught my attention because Burke is one of my favorite follows on these apps. I just find her cultural and social commentary really, really incisive, and I'm excited to see what she's up to here. Finally, Babylon, South Dakota follows a Chinese couple living on a farmstead whose lives get all sorts of wacky and mystical when the Army Corps of Engineers builds a missile silo on their property. Unlike the other two books, I truly had heard nothing about this one before I encountered it on the list, but I immediately fell in love with the cover, and it sounds like this really interesting magical realism, multi-generational family story. Anyways, there's tons of exciting books on those lists, so even if none of those three sounded interesting to you, I hope you give it a read and then tell me what, if any, you're looking forward to.